expands.
Feels like an oven.
Border battle.
Texas is defending its sovereignty.
Abduction claim made up. By her own admission, it didn't happen. Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan. With the CBS World News Roundup, nearly 200 million of us will experience temperatures above 90 degrees today as the high heat zone moves across the country. It'll top 90 in places like Minneapolis. Wichita, Kansas begins a stretch above 100 that could last more than a week. CBS's Nicole Skanga has more from Arizona, which has been baking in triple-digit heat all month.
School is back in session in Tempe and at Marcos de Niza High School. For the first time, there are cool zones to help students weather the heat.
It's nonstop.
Brent Brown is the principal. He told us for most of the school year, 500 to 700 students eat lunch outside.
So far, we only have maybe 100 to 200 students outside.
Even quick contact with the ground here, which can hit 180 degrees, may cause first-degree burns. And at the Arizona Burn Center, officials say more than a third of the beds are occupied by patients with surface contact burns.
I think there's a 60 or more.
We met 66-year-old Jacob Cohen at an indoor rec center in Glendale, Arizona.
Have you ever thought to yourself, well, maybe it'll get too hot for me at some point?
I'm thinking about it.
You're thinking about moving?
Thinking about moving, yeah.
The Weather Channel's Jim Cantori on the expanding heat dome.
We're talking about temperatures that'll be near 100. They will feel like they're over 100 degrees when you factor the humidity here. And we're talking about places like St. Louis, Kansas City, down into Jackson, Mississippi, Atlanta, Georgia, getting up into the mid-90s as we work our way into tomorrow.
An international group of scientists says in research just out today that the kind of extreme temperatures seen in the Southwest and Southern Europe would have been virtually impossible without human-caused climate change. Now to Texas, a state battling the federal government in court over a barrier that's in the Rio Grande, designed to stop migrant crossing. Here's CBS's Janet Shamley.
Buoys 1,000 feet long are a symbol of defiance against the Biden administration on the part of Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
Texas is defending its sovereignty and its constitutional right to secure the border of our state.
The Department of Justice filed the suit against the state, alleging the barrier violates federal law.
We will take this lawsuit all the way to the United States Supreme Court.
The White House slamming Governor Abbott.
That's what he continues to do. Political stunts in an inhumane way.
I love this river.
River guide Jesse Ford, his livelihood is on the line. He's also suing Governor Border.
How has this impacted your business?
Literally shut me down.
What problem do you see the buoys posing for the migrants?
They're a hazard. They're going to deviate from that location to deeper water.
In Washington, a federal judge has sentenced a man who beat a police officer with a flagpole during the 2021 Capitol attack to more than 4 years in prison. Arkansas truck driver Peter Stager pleaded guilty to felony charges in the case 5 months ago. Overseas, correspondent Elizabeth Palmer has the latest from Israel, a country divided over new action by the parliament.
A fresh wave of anger and disbelief after the law passed yesterday, curbing the power of Israel's Supreme Court. Thousands of protesters couldn't quite believe it had actually happened.
This is my country, and baby, keep that our citizens.
Police used water cannons to disperse crowds blocking roads. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke to the nation last night, calling his reform a necessary democratic step to restore balance. But opponents argue it's done just the opposite, leaving virtually all power in the hands of the Prime Minister, who's facing corruption charges, and his right-wing and religious allies. Today, doctors with the Israeli Medical Association have already called a 24-hour strike.
In London, a jury today is deliberating the fate of Oscar-winning actor Kevin Spacey. He's accused of sexually assaulting 4 men. Spacey has denied the charges. 4 minutes after the hour.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cab News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.